Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I'm finally getting around to my comparison video with the 3 mini massage guns that I have. So the ones that I have here, I have the Voxpree Mini, which is right here. I have the Recoverfun, which is right here, and then I have the Nacot, which is right here, and I'll actually showcase these more in depth, obviously, throughout the whole video. So I want to kind of go through these as systematically as I can with this. So let's just start with something very basic, the boxes. So this is the Nacot. I wouldn't judge it necessarily off of this. It came in a little bit rough condition. It is bigger with this. That's because the case itself with this, with the carrying case, is actually bigger. So we have this. All the product info is listed on the back. Now looking at it, if this was a clean box, I mean, aesthetically, I do like the black box with this and then the blue writing. It does look slick, but it's just in rough condition. It's a little bit more flimsy with this, which is why it was like that compared to both the Recoverfun and the Voxpree here, which is a little bit more solid. The boxes themselves look really, really slick. I do like the look actually with all of these. I just, from the aesthetic perspective, like the look of the black and the blue here. But I do like that these are a little bit more durable. Now they have carrying cases, so you shouldn't actually have to worry about them coming damaged or anything like that. But with these, usually you're going to find all the specs on these. All of these end up showcasing at some area on the box what these specs are. I think the Nacot does it a little bit better, but it's also a bigger box, so it just actually showcases that a little bit better. Now let's get into the massage guns themselves. Let's talk about carrying case. So Recoverfun, this one has a carrying case, very basic. It's kind of like a mesh. I wouldn't call it a mesh top. It's not like a microfiber. It's just like it has some type of fiber material on this that it's not soft necessarily. It's a little bit rough and it's going to be in this gray color. But it's more, I guess, like of a cloth material compared to this right here, which is smooth. It has the kind of mesh lining on it with it. This is the Nacot. So Recoverfun, or not the Recoverfun, the Voxpree Mini right here. Then we have the Nacot right here. And then the Recoverfun doesn't actually have a case. It has a bag. So that's going to be the biggest difference between all of these right here is, if you do want a carrying case, this one doesn't have it. It's just the bag. If that seems like something that you're not going to like, you're not going to want to go with this. You're going to want to go with the Nacot or the Voxpree Mini here, the Voxmini. This one is going to have the smallest profile for the carrying case. These ones are going to be bigger, obviously, because it has the case with it. In terms of the aesthetics, though, if that does matter to you with the carrying case, the Nacot definitely takes the win here. It just is more appealing. I like the blue with this. It does have a handle that you can hold on to right here. Once we open this up, the gun's going to just fit right in the middle piece there. We have the foam over here, so just even in case it kind of gets knocked around a little bit, it's not going to be an issue. And then it's a little bit harder compared to this one's pretty close the same. But with this, it's not going to have the same liner on this side. You do have pockets with either one of these where you actually get to put the USB Type-C connection. All of these run off USB Type-C. I'm happy to see that. It means they're going to charge a lot quicker with this. And then with this, let's talk about battery, since we're already talking about the charger. And just to illustrate the charger here, I mean, these are pretty standard across the board. The good news is if you're using an Android phone, most of you are already going to have the USB Type-C with this. But battery, so the Nacot has a 2900 milliamp battery. It also touts 16 hours of use time with it. But it mentions when it says that, though, that that's going to be if you're, there's no load, right? That's an important distinction between these. Because you're going to be putting load on this because you're going to be using it on your body. So something that I thought was interesting with how they were actually gauging that. So we have the 2900 milliamp battery with 16 hours of continuous use time, one charge. Basically with this, they're counting for 10 minutes a day. The 10 minutes of use time before these auto shut off seems to be something that is kind of across the board because they don't want it so that it's going to wear out the battery. But I'm going to go through these and double check and make sure that that's actually the case. Because Recoverfun actually, they said that theirs is supposed to have better heat dissipation. I haven't noticed heat coming off the Nacot, but they have their product, so it's supposed to have better heat dissipation. So it may not have that 10-minute shut-off time, but I want to say that it's actually pretty much uniform across the board with this. So let's go on to, so we have the battery with that. The Recoverfun Mini here. So this is a 2600 milliamp battery here. So it says 5 hours of battery life with 1.5 hours of charging. Want to say that that is actually the same here for the Nacot with the 1.5 hours for charging. Double check the back of the box just to make sure. And they don't actually mention, I'm going to say that's probably about the same with this. And then the Voxmini here. Our Voxmini is a 2600 milliamp battery, up to 8 hours of usage per charge with this. And on here, they're not going to say the charge time with this. My assumption, probably close to the same, about 1.5 hours to actually get this thing charged up. And you're looking at that just based off the fact that these are all pretty close. So the Voxmini and the Recoverfun 2600 milliamp batteries with this. And then the Nacot is going to be the 2900 milliamp. So that's going to have the larger battery out of these. Does it last the 16 hours? Probably not. If I had to guess, just based off looking at these other ones, probably 8 to 10 hours with this, depending on your usage. I'm going to say 8. So we have the batteries there. Then let's talk about weight. So the Recoverfun and the Nacot, those are both 0.5 kilogram. That's 1.1 pounds with this. So the 1.1 pounds for those two, and then the Nacot or the Voxmini, which is a little bit smaller, and I'm going to cover that here in a second, but that's 0.99 pounds. So it's actually less than a pound. That actually has the lowest profile out of all of these. So that's going to be the weight on these. Let's look at, I think it'll actually tell it for the Nacot here. I want to make sure that it showcases that. It might not, actually. This is off of a combination of Amazon and their website in the box here. It doesn't seem like it's showing the stroke length. Nope. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm going to assume it's probably close to the Recoverfun, which the Recoverfun here, the amplitude is 6 millimeters. With that, which I honestly thought was going to be more, because the Voxmini is 8 millimeter amplitude. But the difference here between the Voxmini, what's going to set it apart, is the fact that it doesn't actually have, so this is going to be the Recoverfun, this is going to be the Nacot here. So both of these here actually have the heads that pull out like this, right? This is separate. This is going to be uniform, and it's the standard that you're going to find with any massage gun, meaning I can actually take this and put it into any other massage gun that I have. So any of the ones that I've reviewed here on the channel, I could actually take this out, put it on that. This, the Voxmini, does not use that. This actually uses like silicone rubber tips. It is flat. So because of that, it has that lower profile. And then it has little grooves on here and in the middle, so these actually fit. It has a little tab at the bottom that lets you know that you're lined up properly with this. So let's get this one turned on. So you're looking at the amplitude from here that goes out. And I thought it was actually going to be smaller, but kind of makes sense that it would be able to actually be a little bit bigger. So you're looking at 6 millimeters, which I'm assuming the Nacot is the actual 6 millimeters. Also, they're very comparable compared to, now this is level 1, versus this one right here. I'll just do like a sound test. Level 1, 2, 3. This maxes out at 3, 4. So low profile. This also only has 3 heads with it versus the 4 that you're going to find with the Nacot and the Recoverfun. Let's get these going. 1, 2, 3, 4. The button on the Recoverfun is on the bottom. The Nacot is on the top. You're going to find the charging cable or port for those in the same location. 4 levels for both of these, just 3 with the Voxmini here. So let's talk about those levels, and then let's talk about the attachments that you get. So the Nacot here, speed 1 is 900 RPMs, right? Or PPI, percussions per minute. So you have 900 RPMs, then it goes up to 1800, so doubles RPMs for the second level. Then speed 3 is going to be 2500 RPMs, and then the last one is going to be 3200 RPMs. 3200 RPMs is, I mean, especially with these levels, it's pretty standard across the board for what you're finding with a regular massage gun. And then they've been able to actually shrink that down and put it into a smaller form factor. So very impressive with that. The Recoverfun here, level 1, we have 800 RPMs. So not 900, 800. Then level 2 is 2400, jumps up. So it actually skips. So 2400 compared to the 1800. So 2400 with the Recoverfun versus 1800 with the Nacot. Then you're going to jump to level 3 at 2800. Level 3 on the Nacot was 2500. And then you're going to finish out with 3200, which these both finish out with 3200 for level 4. So an interesting spread with this. It seems like the Recoverfun placates to the 2400 PPI RPMs with that level 2 and level 3, where the Nacot goes with 1800 and then 2500. So I like both of them, honestly. I don't think the average consumer is going to tell the difference with that, to be honest. But the Voxmini, this one is different. It says 1600 2800, so it doesn't go up to 3200 PPI or RPMs with this. So with that, it's going to go 1600. It doesn't give you the next jump with this. My assumption is the jump's probably going to be, let me just double check I want to speak to that, and then it's actually in the menu here. Yep, 2200. So 1600, 2200, 2800. Okay. Smart timing on this. It does confirm in here, by the way, it shuts off at 10 minutes. Let's see if this one says it has the smart timing on it. So that's going to be different. And this will give me the information I need if it does actually say it shuts off with this. And no, doesn't say that. But like I said, my assumption is most likely does that. So difference in that the Nacot or the Voxmini is not going to be as powerful, something to keep in mind. But the lower profile, you need something that's smaller. With this, you have to keep in mind the attachments are not going to be the same also. So let's get into the attachments with this. So the Nacot and the Vox or the Recoverfun, they have the standard 4 attachments that you're going to find with most, I want to say most regular massage guns. So you're going to have your flat tip right here. You're going to have your bullet. Okay, so the flat tip is your overall one. Bullet's going to be in areas that you need to dig into tissue a little bit more. Your soft dome right here, which is going to be for very sensitive tissue, like underneath your arms or on your ribs. And then you're going to find your V or your U. And with this is going to be more for along the cervical spine or your spine in general. The Recoverfun is going to have those exact same attachments, but what is different with their flathead, I gotta say, this is just one of my favorite attachments because the surface area is bigger with this, so it just covers more area. So I've taken this and put it in other massage guns. I really like this. I would say if I'm going to give an award for best attachment among all of these, it's got to be the Recoverfun with this attachment right here. Cool news is you can actually buy that on its own, right? You can go to their website, and I'm going to have links for all of this stuff so you guys can find that. But you're going to find your soft dome. You're going to find your bullet, which is a little bit thicker than the Nacot. The Nacot, by the way, for the bullet in the U has a rubberized tip to it. This one does not. So these would actually glide along your clothes a little bit better. These will have more grip. And then you'll find that final U there, and then USB Type-C. The Voxmini, different. You're going to have your, what do we have here? 2, 4, 6, 7 little prongs here with this. Then you're going to have your bumped tip right here. And then you're going to have your flat tip. So kind of like closer to a bullet where I can dig a little bit more. My flat overall. And then this is going to be for areas that I just want to, I think it kind of goes either direction, because I've used it where I can use it on sensitive tissue, but also if I want to dig into some area and I want something that's more pinpointed, if I put more pressure, I'm going to feel that. But this is going to be the one that's going to be different than these two. These attachments are just different. The big thing here too is that with this, because they are that kind of rubber tip, they don't glide. They glide okay, but if I'm going to dig in, they don't glide along my clothes. You're going to see that it's going to peel my clothes a little bit more than these other ones. I get this Recoverfun one. That's the other thing with this, because this one, not like these other ones, it's not plastic. It's that same like aluminum or whatever metal that they're using. It just glides along the clothes and your skin like butter. So this one definitely gets the best attachment award from me for all of these. I'm going to say best case is going to go to the Nacot with this. Smallest is going to go, in terms of just form factor, is going to go with the Voxmini here, and just uniqueness about it compared to these other ones. And then battery, I think battery's going to be pretty comparable. Although the Nacot does have the bigger size, I think it's going to be pretty close to the same amount of usage in this 5, 6 to 8 hour range, more teetering towards that 8 hour range with this. And then let's get into, I don't think all of these actually tell you, we kind of did a little bit of a sound test here so you can kind of get a general idea, but the Nacot is 35 to 45 decibels. I don't have a decibel reader, so I can't tell you that. They're all pretty quiet for the most part with this. So I don't think you're going to have an issue. I've talked about this with the regular massage guns. The benefit is, if you've ever used or seen the jigsaw attachments, it's not insanely loud. I've used some massage guns that get really, really loud just because they're so powerful, but still, even with those, they're not as loud as a jigsaw. So with this, they're pretty quiet with this. I don't think these other two tell me stall force, by the way. The Voxmini has a 40-pound stall force. I've mentioned this before. Now, with theirs, I did a comparison video. 40 with the Mini. Their M30 has 60 pounds, and then their Pro, which is the Vox Pro, has 80 pounds of stall force. So you really dig behind that. This is not going to be the same. So as you use this, how much weight can you put behind it before I'm going to stop that motor, right? You heard that for a second. That's not very comfortable. The big thing with the massage guns is let the massage gun do the work. Unless you're just a huge bodybuilder guy, yeah, you're probably going to want that. You're going to want to go with the Vox Pro or the Exo gun or one of the other ones I've reviewed on the channel. The Mini, you just shouldn't be driving all that force behind the gun. You're going to burn out the motor prematurely. So I don't usually recommend doing that in general with this. But 40 pounds of stall force with the Voxmini, I'm going to assume these are probably 40 to 60 pounds of stall force with this. I just don't like doing that on my body. It's not comfortable. So like I said, let the massage gun do the work with this. Let's cover after that. The Voxmini 30-day money-back guarantee. I believe the Recoverfun for the warranty on this, and actually it does tell me right here, the Recoverfun 48 decibels, so it is 3 decibels higher out at its loudest than the Voxmini, which means the Nacot is probably going to be that exact same or close to the exact same decibel range with this. Pressure 5 kilograms max with this. I don't know how to do the conversion in my head. Don't know if it says on this. No. What is it? 2.2 pounds times kilograms, right? Warranty for the Recoverfun is 12 months. That's huge. That's going to get best warranty with this. I want to say, if it doesn't list it there, let's check the Nacot here. $90 days. No, that's battery life. I'm so sorry on that. It doesn't say right here. Let's double check. Usually it's in the pamphlet if I can't find it there. Maintenance. Warranty, 12 months. Nacot has 12 months also, so that's going to get best warranty. So you're looking at the difference between 30 days guarantee. I missed the second part here. 30-day money back guarantee. If you do not like this, you can send it back. Then a 12-month or 1-year quality guarantee, which is standard across these. And I'm going to say that's probably pretty standard. I mean, if you don't like this gun in the first 30 days with either of these, they're probably going to let you return this thing. But I think you're going to be very, very happy with any of these, right? It just depends on what you want with this. And so I think that covers just about everything, unless we're going to get into power consumption with this. 30 watts power consumption with the Recoverfun. I think we got 70 watts max with the Nacot, and then I don't even think it says here on the Voxmini. No, I don't know if it's going to tell me that on this. Nope, 5 to 96 watts for max power consumption with this. Yep. Now the the Voxmini, it does have wire mesh here for heat dissipation on the bottom. I want to say this actually blows heat out. Yeah, so this blows heat out of the bottom for the Recoverfun. That was kind of their thing that they were touting versus the Nacot here not having the same. Yeah, it blows a little bit. Both of these kind of blow it out of the USB-C, but it is definitely less airflow. So the notion here being that this one is more prone to getting hot, but I haven't experienced that personally. So let's kind of do a recap on this, because it did cover a lot here. And this is really going to boil down to what you want. All right, so weight. The Nacot and the Recoverfun, 1.1 pounds versus 0.99 pounds with the Voxmini. Battery life with these, so you're going to look at 2,900 milliamps with the Nacot versus 2,600 with the Recoverfun and the Voxmini here. Attachments are going to be different with this, but you're getting the standard 4 with the Nacot, standard 4 with the Recoverfun, but you get this extra large head, which I really, really like. And then the Voxmini here is going to be different. So if you're wanting something that has these rubber tips, it doesn't have 4 attachments, it only has 3. And with that, it has the greatest amplitude. So that's how the travel distance of the actual portion of the massage gun here is greater than the Nacot and the Recoverfun, which both have 6 millimeters. Do you need a carrying case? Do you need to be something that you're concerned about the look? You want it to have that hard kind of texture with it, or do you just want the bag with this, or something that's going to be kind of, it's almost like it's in between because it's smaller than the Nacot, but it's not the bag, right? So I think they're all travel friendly, to be honest, but if that's something that is of concern with you, you can actually make a decision based off of all these. They're all USB Type-C. Battery life, I think, is going to range, honestly, probably about 8 to 5 hours with these. This being the smallest, based off of use, it's saying 5 hours, but I think you could probably pull a little bit more out of that. Noise level, 48 decibels with the Recoverfun. I'm going to say that's pretty close to what the Nacot is going to be. And then the Voxmini is going to be 35 to 45 depending on the level. Keep in mind, I think the 48 is this at 3,200 RPMs versus when you have it at the lowest setting, which is that 800 RPMs. Talking about RPMs here, speed, the Nacot and the Recoverfun are both going to ramp up to 3,200 RPMs, where the Voxmini that caps out at 2,800 RPMs. So I don't think there's a wrong choice when it comes to these. It's really preference. So if any of those things stood out to you, that's something to consider with this. Recoverfun typically lists for $79.99. Doesn't ship through Amazon. Neither does Nacot that I've seen. The Nacot, I believe, is typically the same price, but it can go up to $100. And then the Voxmini here, usually close to $100, but you can buy it off of Amazon. That's a huge plus in my opinion. You're going to get it in 2 days. The return process is easier. And with that too, a lot of times you'll actually find codes for this. If I have any, I'll make sure that they're in the description. There'll be links for all of this in the description as well. But if it's $100, you may get 10% off or $10 off or $20 off. So they're pretty comparable with the price. Now at that $80 to $100, I mean, $100 gets you close to a regular massage gun. So if you don't need that travel factor, that's something maybe to consider. But honestly, I would prefer the smaller form factor if it's the same amount of power, because they just feel good in the hands to hold these. I'm excited to see that the kind of massage gun industry has been able to make these a lot smaller while still maintaining the same level of power and battery life with these, while moving over to USB Type-C versus the wall adapters. That's a huge plus also in my opinion. So that's actually going to wrap up this video. Hopefully that covers all of your questions. I know this was longer, but I wanted to go over all of this in an in-depth fashion where I had all the information in front of me versus trying to remember all of this, because it's very, very hard at this point with all of these. So that's actually going to be it for this video. Like I said, I'll make sure all of these are in terms of the links are in the description. If you guys have any question, maybe there's something that I didn't answer, let me know in the comment section. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.